What's up YouTube? Scott's Sky Tradition coming back at you with another video. Been about 3 weeks to a month since my last video, but got a couple cool items in the other day, and I kind of want to go through a little backstory and show the items off. So first, this all goes back to a bet that myself and baseball collector Mike Moynihan made a couple months ago in regards to the Dallas Cowboys and Green Bay Packers playoff game. And of course, he took his Cowboys and I took my Packers. And so finally found an item that basically the bet was that we would each get something nice for our collection if that other person won. So that's what happened. And I finally found a couple items that I want. Really haven't been picking out a whole lot lately. I've been very busy with work and kids in school and all that good stuff. So the collection, it's been a very slow start to the year. This year, we're 5 months in. I think I only picked out just a small handful of items already. So it was cool to kind of get to go shopping for a couple cool items, and these were available. So let's give you a little background. So in 1969, Mrs. Drink's potato chips, which were made by Mrs. Drink's Foods out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, had these pins in their potato chips, basically, that they used as promotional pieces to try to sell product. And most of the pins that you see from the 1969 drink, some of you guys have seen these pins out there, most of them are green. Far more green ones out there. So I happen to have one of those already for my collection. This is the 1969 Drink's Mar Fleming, who was a tight end for the Packers. This is a green version right here, and this is in a grade of a PSA 9. This is actually part of the Packer Team Hall of Fame set, since Mar Fleming never actually had a card. We actually used a pin for his card and set registry. So I've had that one for a while. That's the green version, and that's the one that you see the most of, the green ones. There's 20 pins total in the set. All but 2 of the pins are Packer Team Hall of Famers. So, again, around that period, the Packers were very good and had a lot of people that would eventually make their Team Hall of Fame. So 20 pins in total. They came in red and green, the reds being the far more scarce ones, and measure about 1 inch across, so they're not small. They're kind of almost in little coin holders, like if you would have coins graded. That's what they look like. And that information comes from Vintage Football Card Gallery, near mint cards on the internet. So there's a couple rumors as to why the red ones are so scarce. The red ones were introduced first and then they were eventually pulled due to the green ones selling better. That is one of the rumors. And another rumor is that the chips were actually sold in red tins, so that's why the red pins were thought of as first. But of course, Green Bay Packers with a red bordered pin, not necessarily that. Like, it didn't make much sense, so eventually they went with green pins, and green pins sold a lot better. And the red ones kind of failed, and they only did one print run of them. So that's another kind of theory as to why possibly the red ones are so much more scarce. So, long story short, won a bet with Mike Moynihan, baseball collector, Packers and Cowboys. Of course, the Packers throttled the Cowboys in the playoffs, which was so much fun. Unfortunately, they lost the next game to the 49ers, but it was a fun seeing a young Packers team go down to Dallas and win. So won a bet, and with that, picked up these cool items. This is the first one. This is a Ray Nitschke pin. This is the red variety. Again, very, very scarce. You don't see a lot of these come up. Even some of the Packer collectors I know that have been collecting for many decades, some of them have never seen a red pin, and some have seen only a small handful of players. It's just not something that you see every day, not something that comes up very often. So I was able to get the Ray Nitschke, thanks to Mike Moynihan and the bet, and also picked up a Willie Davis as well. These are both graded a 7, but more so than the grade. Just having these pins is really cool, just because of how scarce they are. I mean, hypothetically, there's 20 pins out there for the 20 different players. There's 20 red pins out there, but another fellow Packers collector, Ryan, who I talked to about these pins, he actually happens to have these 2 already. So he was not in the serious bidding for these. But he even mentioned that he only has 6 or 7 out of the 20, and he's been looking for these for probably a couple decades. So they just don't come up super often. So again, really excited to grab these 2 pins from the Mrs. Drink's Potato Chip Company. Good stuff. So I guess I'll be on the lookout for other pins. I do think they're kind of cool, especially the red ones. Are extremely scarce. So probably not a set that I'm ever going to put together, but it is cool to grab a few just to have some examples in the collection. Other than that, that's about it. Hope you guys are all doing well, and hope your collections are going great, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks for watching.